YouTube, what's up? What's up? What's up? Listen, once again, I'm back, Choker TV. So welcome if you haven't been to my channel. This is gonna be one of my Let's Talk videos. And it's important, especially with some of the things have just occurred. But before we talk, I wanna show y'all something, okay? Hang tight, check this out. And here we go. YouTube, listen, we got to talk about this. And please heed the warning. Heed the warning that I'm about to present to you. All right. Like I said before, if this is your first time coming to the Choker TV, usually we talking about modified cars, bikes, guns. That's what the channel's about. And every once in a while, we get into some discussion. And I really at one point said, I'm not going to get into this discussion because, I don't get into the politics. I don't get into the politics. But it is related to the guns, all right? Not the bikes or the cars. And this is about protecting yourself in whatever city, town you live in. I'm showing pictures, or should I say videos, of the migrants in front of the police station. And we have 25 police stations in the city of Chicago. And every one of those police stations are pretty much looking like what I just showed. Now listen, before anybody put in the comments, I have nothing against migrants. I have nothing against people who are trying to have a better way of life. I have no problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is when we, not me, when I say we, meaning you, depend on your government to protect you. Okay? Now, what made me do this video, and I wasn't gonna do the video, I wasn't gonna do it, but what made me do the video when I saw what happened in Israel. Now, Israel is known for having the most dynamic military systems, able to take out missiles in this Iron Dome, you name it, they have it. But guess what? It didn't work this time, did it? No. And every once in a while I throw in this series called Let's Talk. And that's what's going on right now. Let's talk. Because I gotta talk about this. So we're not talking about cars and bikes today. We're talking about guns. That's why I'm bringing up this thing with Israel. I'm a true believer, and the way you protect yourself, you need a weapon. Now, some people may say, well, you don't need no weapon. You could take self-defense classes, and listen, I've done those. And the best self-defense class I took was jiu-jitsu. Beautiful martial art, beautiful. But guess what? When you got people flying out of the skies with motorized gliders, parachutes, and AK-47, all that martial art, no, let me back up. It may not go out the window. It may not. And the reason why I say it may not, because if you are skilled enough, maybe you have enough sense to say, hey, let me hide. Let me figure out what's going on. Maybe you can jump one of these guys and take the AK-47. Maybe. And having a skill set like jiu-jitsu would probably help, but most people don't have that. Okay? And, it kind of reminds me of that thing Mike Tyson said. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. And then guess what? That plan goes right out the window. So what I'm saying is that I'm sure a lot of these people in Israel felt that their government and police or whatever were just like, man, they got us. But in reality, those Hamas people from Palestine, they got you. And they got them bad. And you know, it's sad when you involve civilians. I'm seeing they got elderly women. They got, yeah, it's just whatever. And I'm trying not to make this too political, because on this channel, I don't really get into the politics. You know, I don't want to talk about Israel and Palestine. I mean, technically, you do have to talk about it, but I'm not going to get to the politics. I want to get into the gun part. Now, I don't know how their gun system is in Israel, but I know if most of those young folks out in that desert who were celebrating and dancing had concealed carry or had guns or were allowed to have guns, the outcome could have been different. Now, we also got to take in consideration that you're dealing with military trained as opposed to civilians. But once again, having that firearm makes a big difference, especially if you train with it. Okay? We live in some sad times. So this is my warning. Okay? And it's not just with Israel. It's right here in the United States and all of the United States. But I'm going to speak about Shitcago first. So I showed the video, a little clip of all of the migrants in front of the station, which is a damn shame. I'm going to tell you why it's a damn shame, because the police should not be treated in this fashion. You can't even walk down the street. The sidewalks are, it's horrible. You have a situation where you have all of these people from another country who are not being vetted. You would think when they get off the bus, they would take a picture of them, get a fingerprint, something. Nothing. Now, once again, don't leave in the comments like, man, you know, hey, come on, what's going on, Choker? You against migrants? No. The warning that I'm trying to give everyone who will watch this video is that this is from people within the department that I know have the correct intel. And the intel is, especially with these single males coming into the city, a lot of them come into the city, they have cell phones, they make phone calls. Once they make the phone call, somebody pick them up and they are gone. They're gone. No one knows where they're at or what they're doing or intentions. So the warning is, guess what? Just like Israel is dealing with their issue and they call that their 9/11, we are going to have another 9/11. Trust me. Watch it, and I hope not, but if it's not this year, it'll be next year during this good old Democratic convention, okay? Because no one knows who these people are, where they are, and what they're doing. It's kind of like that old story with the Trojan horse. You know, they had this wooden horse, and they brought it to the gate, and then they were like, oh, that's a gift. Oh, I'm sure they didn't do all that. But anyway, so they were like, oh, they brought a gift. And once they rolled the horse in, they all came out and they attacked everyone in there and they killed them. Okay? So now these Trojan horses are taking the form of Greyhound buses and whatever other forms they're coming in on. It's just, so let me go back to this. The government. You can't depend on the government, because when a group of people are attacking you, what's the government going to do? They can't help you. You got to help yourself. And I was always brought up, help yourself. At least try to help yourself. Don't be a victim looking for an offender. And I say this through experience, even through shootings. I've been through shootings, or I've been through a few shootings. And like I said, you can have a plan, but when you get punched in the face, sometimes that plan goes out the window. So, and trust me, the first time I got into a shooting, my plan went out the window. Oh, it went way out the window. All the stuff I said I would do, I didn't do it. Didn't do it. So I'm saying this to everyone is this. The warning is, look around your surroundings. Stay vigilant. If you have kids, you take them to school, don't be like some of these parents I said, I know they got to go to work. Make sure your kid gets inside the school. Because when all this stuff takes place, they're going to hit these, what they call soft targets. Soft targets are going to be churches. Soft targets are going to be schools. Soft targets are going to be senior citizens' homes. You name it. And really, I hate to make this statement, some of these soft targets are the police stations. I didn't want to do this video. And it kind of makes me tired, but I think people need to hear this. So what's the solution? The solution is this. If you are a law-abiding citizen, and I've been saying this for a while, guns are for good people, get you a gun. Not only get you a gun, but when you get that gun, practice with that gun. Go through different scenarios in your head with that gun and practice. And not only practice, but carry it. And for you women, for you women who get guns, do not, I repeat, do not take those guns and place it in your purse. That gun should be on your person. I don't care where you put it at. Between the cleavage, under a skirt, wherever you got to put it. Because you need to have access to it on your person. Men, take a class, get a gun. Now, are guns the only solution? No. But protecting yourself and your family and friends and maybe somebody next to you is the first solution. And I'd be damned if I want to be one of those individuals, and I'm not blaming the people who were taken hostage, but you got to understand something. They're going through a living hell. And some of the stories are coming out, and I knew what some of the stories are going to be, like the criminal sexual assaults, rapes. You know that was going to happen. Who knows what they are doing? So no one wants to be in that situation. I always remember this. We all got to die one day. But why not die on your terms? I don't know if anybody ever dies on their term, but in a way that's not miserable or at the hands of another, of an evil person who's possessed by the devil. Because all this stuff, religion aside, I'm sorry, that's the number one thing. Politics and all these laws. The bottom line, this is all based on evil, the devil. All this is the devil's doing. I don't care what side you're on. It's all devil's doing. All right? So I don't want to bring the religion in it. And I try to keep the politics out of it. So listen, get armed, practice, and protect yourself and your family. That's my warning. And on this, another Let's Talk. One of these days, I'm going to start a podcast. Because I got some good topics to talk about. But please subscribe, like the channel. And I'm not doing this video, honestly, for that. I'm doing it to warn you folks, because I'm sitting around looking at people like, you don't know what's around the corner. I see it. And I'm asking myself, do other people see what I'm seeing? Do you see what I'm seeing? Anyway, everyone, please be blessed and not stressed. And I love y'all. And I want y'all to be around this good old earth as long as possible. Let's protect this beautiful United States. Let's get it back to what it was or what it could be. Peace and later.
Meanwhile, earlier today, when Governor Pritzker was asked how many migrants are already living in the suburbs, he had this to say.
Well, let me be clear that asylum seekers are not required to tell us where they are moving to. They might choose to go to a suburb or anywhere downstate, and some have without us even knowing. And so you would find out only if they're applying for certain kinds of services where they are.